Most people get this wrong when trying to start a company in Iraq. They assume it is just paperwork and a quick registration. But here's the truth, no one tells you. The process is structured, detailed, and if you miss even one step, your application can be delayed for weeks or even months. And here's the surprising part. Iraq is actually becoming one of the more interesting business entry points in the Middle East due to its rebuilding economy, infrastructure projects, and rising demand for private sector services. But only if you set up your company the right way. In this video, you are going to learn exactly how to start a company in Iraq step by step in 2026. No confusion. No legal jargon overload. Just a clear roadmap from idea to fully registered business. And stay with me because in a minute, I'll show you the exact structure most foreign investors use to avoid unnecessary licensing delays and banking issues. Let's start immediately. To begin a company in Iraq, you need to understand one key reality. Business registration is handled through multiple government layers. The main authority is the Ministry of Trade, but depending on your activity, you may also deal with investment commissions, tax authorities, and sometimes provincial offices. Now here's where most people fail. They jump straight into registration without deciding the right company structure. And that mistake alone can create long-term tax and ownership problems. So step 1 is choosing your company type. In Iraq, the most common business structures are limited liability companies, often used by both local and foreign investors, and branch offices of foreign companies. A limited liability company is the most flexible option for small and medium-sized businesses. A branch office is typically used if you already have an established company in another country and want to operate in Iraq under that brand. For example, imagine Alex, an entrepreneur from the UK, wants to open a logistics company in Baghdad. If Alex chooses a limited liability company, he sets up a new local entity in Iraq. But if he already owns a logistics firm in London, he could open a branch instead. Now here's the key detail most guides skip. Foreign ownership rules can vary depending on the sector. Some industries allow full foreign ownership. Others may require local partners or special approvals. So before you even register, you must confirm your sector eligibility. Now, let's move to step 2, which is selecting your business activity. This sounds simple, but it is extremely important. Iraq categorizes business activities very specifically. Whether you are in construction, import-export, retail, consulting, or technology, your activity description must match approved classifications. This is where many applicants face rejection. If your business activity is too vague or incorrectly categorized, your registration gets sent back. Now here's where it gets interesting. The more precise your business description, the faster your approval process usually becomes. Authorities want clarity, not ambiguity. Next, you need to reserve your company name. This is done through the Ministry of Trade registration system. Your company name must be unique and compliant with naming regulations. It cannot be misleading or conflict with existing registered entities. Let's say John wants to register Global Tech Solutions Iraq. He would first check name availability. If it is free, he reserves it officially before moving forward. But here's the problem most people don't anticipate. Name reservation is not just about availability. It is also about compliance with naming conventions. Certain words may require additional approvals, especially if they imply government affiliation or regulated sectors like banking or insurance. Now, let's move into one of the most important steps, preparing your legal documents. This is where your company formation really starts taking shape. You will typically need identification documents for shareholders, proof of address, and your draft Articles of Association. The Articles of Association is basically your company constitution. It defines ownership percentages, management structure, business activities, and operational rules. For example, if Jake and John are starting a construction company in Basra, they would define in this document who owns what percentage, who manages daily operations, and how profits are distributed. Now here's a key insight. Many foreign investors make the mistake of using generic templates. But in Iraq, customizing your Articles of Association to match local legal expectations is extremely important. Otherwise, you may face delays during approval. Once documents are prepared, you move to the company registration submission with the company's registrar at the Ministry of Trade. This step officially puts your company into the government review system. Your application will be checked for completeness, legal compliance, and sector eligibility. Now here's where patience becomes important. Processing times can vary depending on workload, sector, and completeness of your application. And this is where most people fail again. They assume submission equals approval. But in reality, authorities may request corrections or additional documents. In a minute, I'll show you a simple checklist strategy that helps reduce back and forth requests and speeds up approval significantly. Once your company is approved at the Ministry of Trade level, you move to tax registration. Every company operating in Iraq must register with the General Commission for Taxes. This step ensures your business is legally recognized for taxation purposes. You will receive a tax identification number. This number is essential for issuing invoices, opening bank accounts, and conducting formal business operations. Now here's something important. Many new business owners underestimate tax compliance requirements. Even if your company is not generating revenue immediately, you still need to maintain proper filings. Next comes Social Security registration if you plan to hire employees. This ensures your staff are legally registered under Iraq's labor system. Let's take an example. Alex opens a small trading company in Erbil and hires 5 employees. He must register them with the Social Security system and comply with employment regulations. Now here's where it gets interesting. Labor compliance in Iraq is taken seriously, especially for companies operating in regulated sectors or working with government contracts. After tax and labor registration, the next step is opening a corporate bank account. This is often more complex than people expect. Banks in Iraq require full company documentation, shareholder information, and sometimes proof of business activity or contracts. And here's the problem. Without a properly structured company file, banks may delay or reject account opening. This is why having your documents aligned from the beginning is critical. Now let's talk about licensing. Depending on your business activity, you may need additional sector-specific licenses. For example, construction companies may need approvals from relevant ministries. Import-export companies may need customs-related permits. This step ensures your company is legally allowed to operate in its chosen field. Now here's a key insight most guides miss. Licensing is not a one-time event. Some sectors require renewals or periodic compliance checks. So you need to build a system for ongoing compliance, not just setup. Now let's talk about timelines. On average, company formation in Iraq can take several weeks depending on complexity, documentation accuracy, and sector requirements. Simple companies may be faster. Regulated industries may take longer. But here's what speeds everything up. Proper document preparation, correct classification, and early legal consultation. Now I want to show you something practical. Imagine Sarah, an entrepreneur from Jordan, wants to open a consulting firm in Iraq. She prepares her documents properly, defines her business activity clearly, and ensures all shareholder details are consistent across forms. Her approval process moves smoothly, because there are no inconsistencies. Now compare that with someone who submits incomplete documents. Their process gets delayed multiple times. This is the difference between a smooth setup and a stressful one. Let's move into costs. Company registration costs in Iraq vary depending on structure, sector, and legal assistance. There are government fees, potential legal service costs, and licensing fees depending on your activity. Now here's where many new entrepreneurs make mistakes. They only budget for registration fees, but forget operational setup costs like office space, banking requirements, and compliance expenses. And that can create cash flow pressure right at the beginning. Now let's talk about foreign investment incentives. Certain regions in Iraq offer investment benefits, especially for projects in infrastructure, energy, and development sectors. These incentives can include tax benefits or simplified procedures depending on approval. But you must apply through the correct investment channels. Now here's the final stage, post-registration compliance. Once your company is active, you must maintain proper accounting records, file taxes, and renew any required licenses. This ensures your business remains in good standing. And this is where long-term success is built. Not just registration, but ongoing compliance discipline. Let's quickly summarize everything. To start a company in Iraq in 2026, you begin by choosing your business structure. Then you define your activity clearly. Next, you reserve your company name and prepare legal documents. After that, you submit registration to the Ministry of Trade. Once approved, you complete tax registration, Social Security registration if needed, and open a corporate bank account. Finally, you obtain any sector-specific licenses and maintain ongoing compliance. The key takeaway is simple. Success in Iraq company formation is not about speed. It is about accuracy, preparation, and understanding the system. If you get these steps right, the process becomes much smoother and more predictable. And if you want to avoid common delays, focus on documentation consistency, correct business classification, and early planning of banking requirements. If you found this guide helpful, like the video, drop a comment with your country and business idea, and subscribe for more detailed business setup guides like this one.